Hello everyone, welcome to ThinkComputer YouTube channel. In this video, I will explain the concept of quotient and remainder in Java programming. So we will first take an example. Suppose that we have a number 25 which we are dividing by 4. So 4 6 are 24 and we get remainder 1. So in any division there are 4 components. One is the divisor, one is the dividend, one is the quotient and one is the remainder. In this example, dividend is 25. Divisor is 4. Quotient is 6 and remainder is 1, right? So in Java programming there are two operators which are used for getting the quotient and remainder. For quotient we have this operator which is the slash used for division and we get quotient by this, and the other operator is percentage sign, this one. It is used for getting remainder. So whenever we want to perform a division in the programming, in any formula we are using it, and we want to get the remainder out of that division, we will be using that percent symbol. But if you want the quotient, then we will be using the slash symbol, right? But there are different situations where different type of answers can come. So in this video, we are going to understand that what type of values will give what type of result in case of quotient and remainder whenever we are using the division, I mean the slash, and the remainder, I mean the percentage symbol. Okay, so let's begin with the quotient one first. So here I have 10 examples of slash operators used, that is the quotient one. Okay, in the first example, that is 10 by 3. Now if you do in mathematics, 10 by 3 will give you 3.333, right? But in Java programming, 10 by 3 will not give you 3.33, it will give you 3. There is a concept in Java programming, that is, when both sides the operands are whole numbers, means integers, the result will be in integer form only. Understood? So if both sides we have integers, like you see 10 is an integer, 3 is also an integer. So the result will be 3 only, that is a whole number. But in the second example, 10 by 3.0, here 10 is an integer, but 3.0 is not an integer. 3.0 is a double, means a real number. So 10 by 3.0 will give me 3.3333 and so on. Understood? Similarly, 1 by 2 in mathematics will give you 0.5, but in Java programming 1 by 2 will give you 0. Actually the result is supposed to be 0.5, right? But after the point, the fractional part, that is the 0.5, will not be there in the output. Same reason, because both sides the operands are integer. 1 is an integer, 2 is also an integer. So the result will be a whole number. But in the fourth example, 1.0 by 2, in this example, the result will be 0.5. Since one of the operand is double, means a real number. Okay, so the result will also be a real number. Suppose both sides operands are double, then also result will be double only. That means 1.0 by 2.0 will also give me 0.5. Now if you see the next example, 2.0 by 3.0, at least one of the operand is double, right? Here the both operands are double, then no problem. So the result will be 0.66667. The way you get in mathematics, same result you will get in this. 100 by 5, both sides are integer. So the result will be in whole number, that is 20. It will not be 20.0, it will be 20 like I explained. But in the next example, that is 100 by 5.0, the quotient we will be getting is 20.0. Understood? Next example is 0 by 5. Now you know already from mathematics that 0 by anything is equal to 0. Same applies in the programming also. So 0 by 5 in programming is also 0. But if you see the next example, that is 0.0 by 5, here the answer will be 0.0. So if the answer is coming 0 but one of the operand is double, right? It is 0.0. So the answer will be 0.0. If it was 0.0 by 5.0 or 0 by 5.0, still the answer will be 0.0. Rule is very simple. If one of the operand is double, the result will always be in double, means in real number format. Last example which is there, 20 by 0, this particular example will give you answer as infinity, which is in programming runtime error. Okay, Now I'm going to show you output of all these examples in BlueJ screen, in the Java screen, so that you can understand and relate that what answers I'm telling, same answers you will be getting or not. So I have typed all these examples in the Java program, same examples I have taken. I'm going to comment out the last line because this is going to create runtime error, so this example I'll show you last. Otherwise, if I execute this program, you see the output, same values are coming what I explained to you, what I told you and what I got here same. Let me show you side by side. So these are the values which I have got, which I explained to you, and these are the values which are coming in the Java programming. Now I had commented out that last statement which was there. I'm going to bring it back. So if I go back to Java, and this time I'm going to enable this statement. By the way, I'm using this single line comment to comment out a statement which will not be read by the BlueJ system. Okay, I'm in the Java compiler. So let's execute this. This time it is going to crash the program. It is a runtime error. You can see the output screen. There is the error coming, division by 0. It's a runtime error, arithmetical exception. So now we are clear with the quotient part. Okay, let's proceed to the remainder one. Now let us understand about remainder. In Java programming, if we want to get remainder out of any division, we will use this % symbol which is used for remainder. Okay, it's also known as mod operator. So let's start with the first example, 10 mod 3. Normal division, so 3 3s are 9, remainder will be 1. Next example, 10 mod 10. It's completely divisible, so 10 1s are 10, quotient will be 1, and there is no remainder, so remainder is 0. Next example, 15 mod 4. So 4 3s are 12, remainder is going to be 3. 0 mod 4. Now you will notice one thing different in the fourth example compared to the first three examples. That is, in the fourth example, the first number is smaller than the second number. As you know, the first number is the dividend, right? And the second number is the divisor, right? So I'm going to tell you one rule right now. That is, in division, in the computer programming, in division, whenever the second number, means the divisor, is smaller or equal to the dividend, then we will perform the division and write down the remainder whatever we get, just like in mathematics. But whenever the dividend itself, means the first number itself, is smaller than the second number, then we will note down the first number, means the dividend, as the remainder. Okay, there was a formula in mathematics, if you recall, dividend equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. You can check all these values, it will satisfy that equation. Okay, so whenever we get a division where the first number is smaller than the second number, means the dividend is smaller than the divisor. So when we are taking out the remainder, we will write down the first number, means the dividend, as the remainder. That means 0 mod 4 will be 0. You don't need to perform any division, just directly write it. 5 mod 10 will be 5. 2 mod 10 will be 2. Understood? Similarly, if I would have given you like 4 mod 50, so 4. 10 mod 100, so 10. 1 mod 1000, so 1. Whenever the first number is smaller than the second number, just write down the first number as the remainder. Next, 13 mod 10. It's normal case, 10 1s are 10, remainder will be 3. Now, there may be confusion in those examples where we have negative numbers, but believe me, I'm going to make it very clear for you. Okay, so for negative numbers, I'll tell you a rule. That is, whenever the dividend itself is negative, whenever the dividend itself is negative, then the answer will be negative. Means you will put a minus sign in the answer. Understood? Now do this way. Minus 5 mod 10. Ignore the minus. What is the value? 5 mod 10. After ignoring the minus, so 5 mod 10 will be 5, and since there was a minus sign in the dividend, answer will also have a minus sign. Next example, 2 mod 10. 2 mod 10 will be 2, and since dividend has a minus sign, answer will also have a minus sign. Next, 15 mod 10. You are noticing I am not saying it as minus 15 mod 10, I am saying it as 15 mod 10. That is the way. Okay, it's a shortcut technique. So 15 mod 10. Simple, 10 1s are 10. What is the remainder? 5. And put a minus sign because the dividend had minus sign. Are you understanding? Let's understand in the next example. Minus 4 mod minus 3. Ignore the minus sign. What is the value? Otherwise, 4 mod 3, right? So what is 4 mod 3? 3 1s are 3. Remainder 1. Since the dividend has a minus sign, answer will also have a minus sign. Understanding? Next, 4 mod 3. 4 mod 3, what is remainder? 1. Since the dividend had a minus sign, so answer will also have a minus sign. Next example, 0 mod minus 10. Ignore the minus sign. What is that? 0 mod 10, right? So 0 mod 10 will be 0. Next, 25 mod minus 5. Ignore the minus sign. 25 mod 5. 5 5s are 25. No remainder. 0. Next, 10 mod 10. Same way I am saying, ignore the minus sign. 10 mod 10, no remainder. So 0. Next example, 20 mod 3. Now you will understand. Okay. 20 mod 3. So 3 6 are 18. Correct? 20 minus 18, what is the remainder? 2. Why not minus 2? Like I said, whenever I will say only if when the first number means the dividend has a minus sign, so the answer will get a minus sign. Is there a minus sign in the dividend? No. I am not going to look at the minus sign which is in the divisor part, means in the second number. Okay, if you can understand this, remember this, it will be applicable in all examples. Okay, next, minus 100 mod 11. Same way, what is 100 mod 11? 11 9s are 99. What is the remainder? 1. And since the first number means the dividend has a minus sign, put a minus sign. Then minus 5 mod minus 5. Just do 5 mod 5, 0. Now you will be thinking, sir, you told that the first number has a minus sign, put a minus sign. Yeah, I know, but minus 0 is not there in the number line, right? So minus 0 will be written as 0 only. Next, 10 mod 0. Now this is going to create runtime error. Similarly, 0 mod 0 will also create runtime error. The last two examples will create runtime error. Just like I said in the previous page that anything divided by 0 is runtime error, same way anything mod 0 is also runtime error. Okay, now let us summarize what I have told. First thing I told is whenever the first number is smaller than the second number, means dividend is smaller than the divisor, then dividend itself is the remainder. Normal case, if it is like first number is greater than or equal to the second number, then you do normal division, take out remainder. And in case of negative, what I told, while you are finding the remainder, ignore the minus sign, just find out the remainder like positive number and then look if the dividend had a minus sign. If yes, then put the minus sign in the answer. Divisor's minus sign we are not looking at. I have already typed these examples in Blue J. I'm going to show you right now. So here you can see all the examples which I explained, except the last two examples which I have commented out because these will create runtime error. I'm going to execute this code and show you the output. So here is the output. Let's see it side by side with my examples. So you can see side by side all the values which I have calculated and all the answers which we are getting by the computer screen. You can pause the video right now and you can check all the answers. If you have any doubts, please post it in the comment. I will be replying and answering all your doubts. That's all for this video. Thank you everyone for watching. Stay tuned. ThinkComputer.